This tutorial is for first grade, Module 2, Lesson 10. In this lesson, we're going to use previous strategies to help us add numbers that have sums greater than 10. The first section says to solve and use drawings if needed. So I will show an example of how we can use a drawing to help us solve this first problem. So I have 4 plus 9. I'm going to draw my 4 circles first, and then I'll draw 9 circles as well. The strategy we're going to use is making a 10 first. I know that if I fill up one more space in my group of 9, I will have 10. So I'm going to use this disk from my 4 group to make my 10. So here's a 10, and then I have 3 disks left over. So 10 plus 3 is 13, and that means 4 plus 9 is 13. I could also use number bonds to help solve these problems. When I'm adding 6 plus 8, I could break my 6 apart into 4 and 2. When I do this, that allows me to combine my 8 and my 2 to make 10, and then I just add the 4 that are left over. Since 10 plus 4 is 14, that means that 6 plus 8 is also 14. I can do the same process on this last problem. I have 7 plus 4. I can decompose the 4 into 3 and 1. The reason I chose to break it into 3 and 1 is that 3 allows me to make a 10 with my 7. So now I have 10 plus 1. That equals 11. That tells me that 7 plus 4 also equals 11. In this section, we're going to match equal expressions. You can see I've started by matching 9 plus 3 with 10 plus 2. I know that is correct because if I decompose that 3 into 1 and 2, I can make a 10 and then add 2 more. 10 plus 2. We can use the same steps for adding all of these numbers. If I'm going to add 5 plus 8, I could break my 8 into 5 and 3. 5 plus 5 gives me 10, then plus 3 gives me 13. So I'm adding 10 and 3. So this matches with 10 plus 3. Next I'm adding 9 plus 6. I'm going to decompose the 6 into 1 and 5. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. So this matches with 10 plus 5. Now what we want to do is try to get the students to do this in their head. Here I'm adding 8 plus 9. Well, I can take 2 from the 9 and give it to the 8. That makes 10. That leaves me with 7 more. So 8 plus 9 is the same thing as 10 plus 7. Here I can decompose my 4 into 1 and 3. I'll combine my 3 with my 7 to make 10, and then I add that 1 left over. So 4 plus 7 is the same thing as 10 plus 1. And finally I have 6 plus 8. I can decompose the 6 into 4 and 2, combine the 2 with the 8, that makes 10, and then I have to add the 4 in. So 6 plus 8 is the same thing as 10 plus 4. So this is just extra practice on making 10s to help us add these single-digit numbers.